Hey, what is up guys, Xithys here, and today we are going to be taking a look at Teleglitch Die More Edition. This is a game that I got in the Humble Weekly Sale along with Sword of the Stars, The Pit, and a few other games which will eventually get videos. But anyway, being part of the roguelike sale, this game is obviously a roguelike. A little bit of background story before we get started. We wake up in a space colony where apparently I've been researching long-distance teleportation, and in one of the tests, something terrible happened, and there are now zombies and horrible six-legged battle mutants and shit that we gotta shoot to death before it, kills us to death. So anyway, we're gonna start a new game here. Interesting sort of mechanic for a roguelike is that once we get to certain levels, we unlock the ability to start later on. The furthest I've gotten is level 4, because this game is fucking balls-ass hard. But I've probably put 4 or 5 hours into this game. Typically, when I make one of these videos, I think, I gotta play like an hour and a half so I can, get this video made. But I just fucking love this game so much. I tried to make this video once a couple of days ago, but there was a bunch of dead air in the middle, so I just deleted it. And since then, I've just been playing the game because I really like this game. So let's just get into it. We were working on a master teleporter that could transport you anywhere to unlimited distances, but something went wrong. Something came through from the other side. First, we thought it was a minor glitch, but it quickly turned into a nightmare. The facility AI became aggressive, and the military robots turned on us. The space of the complex started warping. Rooms and hallways would randomly reorganize themselves as if following some twisted pattern. There's your roguelike for you. I decided to seal myself in here and wait for help. I've been hiding out here for weeks, but nobody came, and I'm running out of food. My only chance is to use the regular teleporters of the facility to get back to the master teleporter and then teleport myself back to Earth. So, just from the beginning here, you can probably tell that it's got kind of a survival horror vibe to it, and that would absolutely be correct. So, we've got our map here. We start out with the levels are randomly generated. The way the game plays is, I've heard this game called a twin-stick shooter, which would lead you to believe that it benefits from controller support, but as with Sword of the Stars, The Pit, I learned my lesson, and the game plays really well with mouse and keyboard just because it makes aiming a lot more precise. So we've got, right now, all we have in our inventory is a pistol, some explosives, and some empty cans that we picked up in the first room. An interesting mechanic that I didn't even know about until I'd played 4 or 5 games is there's crafting. You hit C and you can combine items in your inventory to make better things. Nothing really that I want to make right now. Combining my RDX 250s will make an RDX 500, which is just a more powerful version of the same explosive. So what we've got here is some sort of black abyss that spawns in certain parts of levels. Don't touch it! It'll kill you immediately. I read about it. An interesting way this game presents the story, and how I think it does it very, very effectively, is through these little panels here. If it's one you haven't read, it'll be like outlined in what kind of looks like brackets or parentheses. If I can, kill everything on screen, I'll show it to you. So you hit spacebar here. When I tried to make this video the first time, DX Story cut off the top of my screen a little bit, but it's only like one line of text, if that. So, Militech Corporation, one of the largest military corporations of the modern world. Militech covers the entire war industry, from research and training to supply, production, and strategic operations. Militech employs over 1 billion personnel all over the known space, and is estimated to own over 15% of the total resources of human civilization. So, on the first level, we're getting kind of, just major broad stroke sort of storytelling. But as we go down, we get different things to read that kind of flesh out kind of an ongoing story that's presented through all this text. You might think, oh, it's really tedious to read it that way, but it's really not. I was a little worried about it at first. I was thinking, oh, I'm going to have to go back there and read all this shit before I record, but it's actually really interesting. And the cool thing about it is, from the pause menu here, which you might not be able to see because it's cut off, we have continue new game options, and then info. If we hit space here, we can look at all of the items we've ever gotten. It'll tell us what they do, and then it'll give us crafting recipes that we've done. We can look at all the monsters we've discovered, and then all the story stuff is compiled here in the order in which it comes, chronologically. So even if you don't want to read it the first time, there's absolutely a reason to go and at least click on all of them at least once, so that you can go back and read the story at your leisure. And it's interesting. We might get into the story a little more as we go along, but the story is not nearly as integral to the game as the gameplay itself. You get your stats, you can look at the credits, blah blah blah. So that's about it for the pause menu. Basic combat. We move with WASD. We aim with the mouse here. Holding right click will have you put out your gun so you can aim with it. Interestingly, you would expect, like in most shooters, when you fire the bullets to just kind of come from the center of you, but they don't. Since I appear to be left-handed, they actually come from the left side of my body, so I have to keep that in mind when I'm aiming. And like if stuff gets too close, it actually does make a meaningful difference, like just there. I've also found that when shooting, it's best to kind of kite the enemies backwards, which makes them much more likely to run in a straight line instead of trying to circle strafe around you. And if they do that, it becomes very, very difficult to hit them, at least for someone with my skill level. So on the map here, we have all of our discovered areas. The red doors are doors that we haven't yet explored the other side, and that's extremely helpful like later on in the level when you have looked through most of the area and still haven't found the teleporter, and you want to know where you haven't gone. Red doors, easy. Very, very good conveyance in that way. There can be secret areas. If I come across one, I will absolutely show it off. They're kind of hard to find until you really know what you're looking for. My first few games, I couldn't find any, and ended up bombing the hell out of all sorts of walls that I thought were secret areas, but weren't. Oh, look at that, right here. See how well, I guess we should explain the vision before we go into anything else. It's really cool that it's kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say in like a vector, but in a straight line from, like, you can't see everything at all times, and like you have to look around corners and stuff will black out that you wouldn't be able to see, and that's really interesting, and it definitely kind of adds to the tension a little bit, and the, I don't want to say the creepiness, but the kind of survival feel of it. But every once in a while you'll be able to see just like a sliver of light through a wall like that, and in which case you want to set a bomb because it's a secret area. Yep, this chest is in the way, so I might not be able to, let's just push it out of the way. Yes. And then it's usually full of, oh fuck, I do that. I have done that multiple times. I forget that I have my bombs equipped, and then when I click to pick something up, you don't even click to pick it up, you press spacebar. I'm just a big dumb guy. I accidentally set bombs and do 50 points of damage to myself, which will, you know, eat up my valuable healing items, which I will get to here in a moment once I get done shooting these guys in their goddamn ugly faces. There are multiple types of items, and they are notated by the color of their text. I've been saying a lot. I've become very aware of it. So the red text are explosives, the white text are weapons, and the blue are healing items. So far what I've experienced, there is canned meat, which I have right here, and then a variety of med packs. So like med pack 25 heals you 25, med pack 50 heals you 50, blah, blah, blah. The interesting thing about the canned meat versus the med packs is the canned meat can heal you up over 100%. It's explained in one of the in one of the text diaries. If I think about it to look for it, I may find it. But there's actually given a reason for it. It's like, it's specially engineered meat, performance enhancing, blah, 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 that kind of thing. But it's cool. So if you get meat and you're already at full, just go ahead and eat it. It'll buff you up further, whereas the med kits can only take you up to 100. So as was stated at the beginning, each level ends, son of a bitch. Each level ends when we find the teleporter to the next one. This is a much, come on. We also have a knife that we can use to varying degrees of success, when especially useful when we don't have ammo or want to conserve. It's hard to use because you got to let the enemies get right next to you, and it helps to kind of back up so that they don't punch you while you're trying to stab them in their needing stabbed faces. That was kind of a terrible adjective, but you know what? I can't take it back. It's on the internet now. So, speaking of ammo conservation, there is definitely a little bit of resource management to be had in this game. Son of a, get off me! Get off me! No means no. resource management to be had here, which kind of adds to the survival-y sort of feel of the game. And I find that really nice. It's different from other quote-unquote twin-stick shooters like The Binding of Isaac, where ABS, always be shooting. You just hold down the shoot button and hit things. So we've just picked up a shotgun. To move things, we want to hold down E and do our scroll wheel up like that so we can put it somewhere nice. Let's see if we can combine anything. Yes, okay. If we get enough cans, which apparently is 6, we make a plate. 2 plates will give us armor. Later on, when people start shooting at us, armor will be extremely helpful. Very lucrative thing to try to get. Armor, I believe, I don't know the deep mechanics of the game, but armor increases your defense against projectiles. It might just be an overall increase, but I've still taken health damage while I've had armor on before. Shit, I forgot to re-equip my gun. I do that. That's often what kills me is using the wrong weapons. And with a game like this, the levels are big. The levels are big. Like unopposed, as opposed to a game, as I said, like Isaac, where you beat a level in just a few minutes. These levels are big, and the cool thing about this, with being more of a long-form type of roguelike, is there's actually a save mechanic, which is wonderful. I've only ever used it once because typically if I'm playing, I'm hooked on it. Oh look, something I actually haven't read. Teleglitch space-time anomaly. Initial analysis summary. These blobs of black and colorful anomalies seem to be the only result of today's experiment with unlimited range teleportation. We have been investigating this phenomenon for the past 2 hours and think it might have profound implications for theoretical physics. The blackness seems to literally be an inside-out space-time curvature and opens a range of possibilities for research. My colleague has already suggested we could weaponize it by capturing the field into super intense wave and pressure containers to be used for planetary bombardment. Oh, and if you touch it, your brain explodes. So that's interesting. There is a little bit of humor sprinkled in with the general creepiness of this game, and I appreciate it. It never feels like it's forced humor, that it's too much or takes away from the mood of the game for me, so I'm fine with it. So here is our teleporter, but given that floors get very difficult very quickly, it's typically best to explore the whole floor. In my test run earlier that I played to kind of get my chops back, because I haven't played in a couple of days, I was really low on ammo, and I found the teleporter, but I said, you know what? There's probably a couple other rooms, and I found 2 rooms with chests, which ended up giving me quite a bit of ammo, putting me in a much more comfortable position. Oh, I think I see a crack in the wall there in that room, so let's go check that out, see if that isn't a secret. No, it's not a secret. It's just blackness that'll make our brain explode. So let's take one more look just at the walls here, make sure we haven't passed up any potential secrets. Oh, I think I might see one. We're just gonna look at this and then we're gonna go. This needs to be a short video, but I'm not sure where I'm gonna stop with this, because being kind of a longer sort of game, I'm not sure I'm actually going to play all the way to death on camera. Here we go. I can see a little bit of light there. So let's set our bomb, switch back to our gun so we don't kill ourselves. And there we got a can gun. Filled with nails and explosives, dangerous to user. I've never actually used a can gun because of the whole dangerous to user thing. Alright, let's see if we can't make some sort of... No, nothing really useful there. So I think we're going to finish this floor, play a little bit into the next one, and see where we are. Things that I don't really like. I can't really think of a whole lot of things that I'm not a fan of. The graphical style might be kind of polarizing. A lot of people are really getting tired of the whole, retro, large pixel style graphics in indie games. I think it serves the game quite well. So, an interesting thing that I've seen about the first level is you get 2 choices. You can teleport to either the Plankton Farm or the Military Biology Center. So far, haven't really been able to tell if they do anything different. I got the achievement for beating the second level after beating 1, but there's not a separate achievement for the other one. So far, not really any discernible difference. So we're going to press C to continue here. Let's see if maybe we can't get a decent run. But I also don't want a first look video to drag on for goddamn ever. As we get down, the floors start to get a little bit more technological, I guess, at least in my experience so far. And then enemies get tougher, whereas in the first level, enemies did like 2 points of damage, and now people like this fucker will do 10 if they hit us, so stuff gets hard very quickly. And then we get like big waves, and down level 3 and further, sometimes people will start shooting at you, and that's fucking terrifying when normally all you've had to do is outrun people. And sometimes it's hard to tell who in the crowd has a gun and who doesn't. Son of a bitch, I am getting moited here. Alright, come here. There we go. Now, yep, don't trust that guy. Sometimes they lay down for a second. If you get close to them again, they get back up and start chasing you again. So you kind of take their death animation with a grain of salt. Okay, he's actually dead. Let's check out where we can go here. These little... I wish my cursor was here. The white circle, the big white circle shows the teleporter from which we came, and the smaller, browner, sort of sepia-toned circle here is a chest. So if we miss any pickups, we can very easily tell by looking at the map. I'm gonna take this med kit because we took quite a beating on that last encounter. There's another one. Why don't you go to hell? Thank you. What am I talking about? This is hell. I am in hell. I am on a space station full of angry zombies and people that want to shoot me. That sounds a lot like hell. So moving on, we will get scarier versions of these. Oh fuck, of these mutants as well. Luckily though, when they get stronger, they also get bigger, so they're a little easier to hit. Other weapons that I have come across besides just the pistol and the shotgun. What is this? It's a tube. Can we make anything with that tube? No, we sure as goddamn can't. I've found a pistol, shotgun. There's a revolver, which is okay. Never found a whole lot of ammo for it. It's basically just a stronger pistol. Then there's machine gun. We can make an SMG by combining the pistol with something. We can combine the pistol with a couple of things to make a nail gun, which is goddamn useless. But if we find a second pistol, which could totally happen. Oh shit, we're out of ammo. Wonderful. Then the nail gun is kind of a good pinch weapon because you can use these nail boxes that we find can be used to make ammo. So, you know, if you've got absolutely nothing, nail gun is probably better than knife. I haven't been able to do a whole lot of crafting because, as I said, I've only gotten to level goddamn 4. Oh, good shotgun shells. But I really want to see what happens. Like, I want to understand what's going on in this scary-ass space station besides what I already know, which is admittedly very little. But I don't know, something about this game is just very attractive to me. It keeps me coming back. Like, it's not necessarily in a roguelike like Isaac or games like Rogue Legacy where it's like a one more run kind of thing. But, you know, after you've played 20 or 30 minutes and you die, you want to put it down, but you want to come back pretty soon because you're just so goddamn curious about what's going on this fucking space station. And it's kind of creepy, but not enough to, like, scare you off and make you nope out like playing Outlast or some shit. I've tried that game multiple times. I've beaten both Amnesias, but Outlast, I nope out after like 15 minutes. One of these days. Probably not on camera, but it'll happen. I'll do it. I digress. I've heard complaints that the variation in rooms is lacking, but I've never really had a complaint with... Oh, so here we go. We can combine hardware with our pistol to make an auto pistol. It's not really something I'm a fan of, but just for the sake of, you know, the video, let me go ahead and make one. Let's combine our explosives to make some nail ammo in case we get a chance to make a nail gun on camera. So the auto pistol dramatically lowers our accuracy, but it also... We reload automatically, apparently. And we shoot extremely quickly. Faster than the SMG, I think. The SMG has much better accuracy, but it shoots, you know, it's still a machine gun. So there we go. We found another pistol, actually, so that's good that we didn't waste that one. Let's move that up there to the top. It's kind of our go-to weapon. Here's a revolver. Revolver has lower accuracy, but it hits real hard. So it's kind of a pinch weapon like the shotgun is. I think it does more damage, like, per shot than a piece of the shotgun, but I don't know that. I know that if you hit something with it, the thing dies pretty quickly. Kabam. On later levels, a lot of times hallways get narrower, and then they're like, oh, that's terrible. But no, it's great for bottlenecking. Oh, here's a secret area. All right, there we go. Blow the hell out of that. see what we've got. We've got a medkit 25 and a medkit 50. Oh, great. That is going to increase our survivability quite a bit. But I think we're about the 20-minute mark, so I think this is going to be the end of our Let's Try Teleglitch. Absolutely. I am engrossed in this game. If you like roguelikes, if you like anything mildly to moderately creepy, if you dig pixel graphics, really it comes down to, if you like what you see, you're probably going to like it, but, you know, I want to try and be a little more substantiated than that. It controls really smoothly. The sound works really well to kind of give you that desolate feeling. There's no background music or anything to kind of play with, you know, your emotions or anything, but there are certain sounds you can listen for. Enemies typically roar if you aggro them, so you'll know if you need to prepare for a fight. So the sound, I think, is done really, really well. The story is presented bit by bit through the text, and while I was a bit skeptical about that, I think sitting down and reading the short things, they've got enough personality that it makes it really interesting and makes me curious as to what comes next. The save feature is great because it's like I said, it's a longer sort of playing game, and I would absolutely recommend this. I got this on the Humble store, so it was in the Humble bundle, but I think it's $10 on Steam. I don't know that for sure. Absolutely worth that price. I would probably pay $15 for this if that's what the full price is. Anyway, this has been Facebook Messenger. No, this has been Let's Try Teleglitch Die More Edition. I will see you guys next time.